What's good, y'all? So in this video, I'm going to talk about resumes. And the reason why I'm going to talk about this video is because I got a recent comment on YouTube about somebody wanted me to make a video on it. So here's the video, and I wanted to make sure I did it before the year end. So the first tip that I want to give about resumes is you got to think of it like this. Think of it like Instagram. You know, Instagram is a highlight reel, and that's how your resume should be. It should be a highlight reel of what you can do as a programmer. So it shouldn't show anything else but what you can do as a programmer. And you may say, man, I don't have that much experience. Well, what you can do is put as much things that you can with your projects. So like, go in detail about your projects. Make sure you show exactly what stacks you use for your projects. So if it's HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, explain what you did, explain how you deployed it to make it an actual website with domain name, explain every little detail that you can when you have an interview. But for your resume, make sure that you highlight those things to show people that you can make a website, you can make it stable, and that you can make it responsive as well. Those are things that can really help you with regards to your resume. But yeah, just make sure as a programmer that you show everything that has to do with coding. Try to show nothing else, because when you're in an interview, you don't want them to bring up your previous career or your previous jobs that didn't have nothing to do with coding, because they have you in an interview talking to you about programming. So make sure you only show programming on your resume, because you don't want them wasting 15 minutes talking about if you was a former teacher or you was a delivery driver, and then how did you get to this? Like, you don't need to explain that. You can explain that once you have the job, and you can talk to your coworker and y'all can talk about that. But when you're trying to land a job, you just want to get straight to why you should get that job. So you should need to show them your skills so that they can potentially give you an offer. Another thing that you should do is look up software engineer interns, like that's at top companies and etc., and look at their resumes and see what they have done, like with regards to the wording that they have with regards to programming languages and how they were able to get jobs with certain companies, because that in turn is similar to you. They don't have that much experience, and they ended up getting a job. So you can look at that and see what keywords they use, and that can help you be able to land a job as a front-end developer. And make sure though that you tailor it to what you actually know though. Do not just go and just do a copy and paste just because you see what they did, because honestly, at the end of the day, even if you do that, you still have to prove to the employers that you can code. So make sure that you tailor it to what you actually can do. So that's number 2. And the last one I want to just say is to be very concise about what you write on there. It's kind of like a overlap of the second one, but this one is very important because you want to make sure you get to valid points. When it comes to recruiters as well as hiring managers, you want to make sure that you get to the point. You don't want to dwell on too many things, kind of like an elevator speech. Like, you just want to make sure you're locked in and make sure that you do exactly what you're trying to convey. And a lot of times that I think about resumes, I think about when I write stuff down, I think about problem solving. So when you're writing down things that you've done, make sure that you always writing something down that you're trying to solve, that you solved exactly, because it's what you have done. So like, you got to make sure you write down key facts of things that you solved and how did you solve it in concise sentences, and that will really help, because as a programmer, that's all we do is problem solve for the most part. So make sure that you're able to do that, and if you are, you will put yourself in a really good position to get an interview. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. Espero que tengas un buen día. Ciao.